Avengers Endgame is on the horizon, and a new teaser trailer dropped today. And guess who it's featuring? The X-Men. So let's go on an adventure. And to me, my X-Men. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Collard Greens TV, your favorite one stop shop for all the things nerdy. And I am your host, King, with the greatest co host in all the multiverse, JC3. And today we are picking up with the Doomsday trailer featuring the X-Men. And of course, out of this is easily, I'm going to say it up top, easily my favorite trailer so far. Jay, kick us
Yes.
off. Give us your thoughts.
Oh my goodness. I second your thoughts, my guy. This is the best teaser that we've gotten so far. I'm hyped. I'm hyped, man. Just because we come from the time where we have seen these X-Men characters like over 20 years ago is when we started with them, and we're still seeing them now to this day. And not just that, they're going to be in an Avengers movie. I am super hyped, bro. The teaser, amazing. We're hearing Professor X and Magneto, old buddies talking over a game of chess, like we're used to seeing. And the tone of this teaser, like all the other teasers that we've gotten, it's very somber. It's very serious. Like some stuff is about to go down, and Doom is coming. And I feel like this teaser signified that he's coming to wreck shop, which is exactly what he needs to do, since this is essentially his movie.
Right. I'm super stoked about this one. It has a lot of it's only 1 minute, but in that minute you go from slow moving to just straight action. The one thing that I noticed in the beginning, as we're kind of going along the trailer, is the X Mansion is destroyed. Something happened and the X Mansion is destroyed, and you've got these two grizzled old men who've been fighting this battle, which I love that we get our original Magneto and our original Professor X. Don't get me wrong, the other guys did fantastic, but to get the originals, man, it's something special. And to see them in their old age, Magneto with the long hair, and they're playing chess. Two old friends, two old men in a park playing chess. The one thing that comes to my mind, though, is which universe do these X-Men come from? Is this a version that maybe comes from the Fox universe as we saw it? Is this a version that comes from, maybe an adjacent X-Men 97 universe? Is this one of the universes that we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine as they hop through universes? We know it's not the one that Wolverine comes from because we all saw that they all died. So it's not that one, but the other one, and the one that I actually think it's most likely is the X-Men universe that we see at the end of the Marvels when
Ooh.
our Monica Rambeau wakes up and sees her mom as Photon, and behind her is Beast in the original X-Men mansion, at least the underground that we can see. The doors are the same, Beast looks the same. I'm thinking this might be the X-Men from that universe. What do you think?
That could be that's a very good assumption. They very well could be the X-Men from that universe. That would be good to see. Because that there's a chance we could see Monica Rambeau if that is the case, and see what's been going on with her this whole time. I will say though, no matter what universe they're from, that X Mansion cannot catch a break when it comes to how many times that place has been ransacked, blown up, all that, man. Like the man, give some respect to the X Mansion, man. But the destruction looks crazy, and whatever universe this Cyclops is from, he is beaming, literally. And not only is he beaming, my favorite part of this teaser, he's in that classic X-Men get up, the classic X-Men suit. We ain't doing black suits like we did all the way back in 2000. This is the classic look for Cyclops. He looks like a beast, but he looks like he may just be defeated considering what we see behind him, which I'm assuming is Sentinels. Question being, are those Sentinels being controlled by someone such as Doom? And if that's the case, it looks like the X-Men are losing this battle. And if he is using the Sentinels, what's he coming after?
That's a good question. That scene with James Marsden, man, and it kind of ramps up, the music ramps up, and then it's that big scream and that optic blast. Man, we've never got to see Scott looking this badass. And it was funny because I read that on Twitter. Somebody was said, in this 90 seconds of trailer, made Scott look doper than anything we have seen beforehand at all. Every single version of the Fox universes, maybe with the exception of X-Men 97 in the original show, this finally gets us to see the Cyclops that we were supposed to see. He's supposed to be essentially Captain America Jr. He should be the second. He is going to be so dope in this movie. And the idea that we're finally getting the comic accurate look from the X-Men. All of these movies, these trilogies, we've never seen them look like we knew them in the comics, in the cartoons. And this is that moment. How dope is that? And to have the Sentinels come back, and this trailer was actually leaked last week when we were all covering the Thor one. And a little piece that I didn't see in this one that was in the first one was a little bit, it's only a second and a half of the Sentinel, and it looks kind of directly in his face, like we kind of got to see Galactus in that trailer. I'm stoked for the Sentinels. We really didn't get to see them like we knew them in the comics, and again in the 90s television show. So to have all of these things together is going to be great. Another question, I actually have a two-part idea question too. One thought is, it's more possible and more likely that this is that universe that Monica Rambeau went to, because we know we've got to get her back to the universe. Somehow, she's got to come back to our universe, and having this group of X-Men be that X-Men would easily put X-Men and her back together with the 616 Marvel universe. And the other question that I guess popped up in my mind, we saw Cyclops, we saw Magneto, and we saw Professor X, and we saw the wheelchair. Other than that, who else from the original team or even the original movies are we going to see? That is my big question, is who comes in, and do we get a version of Wolverine that is actually played by Hugh Jackman that is not the version that we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine?
There is a very good chance that we could get that. I'm also curious to see what other members we could be getting from this X-Men squad. I think I heard some rumors that we might get a Mystique popping up, possibly a Nightcrawler too. Those would be welcome additions. It would be great to see that those OG cast members back again. Also, again, talking about what Doom is coming after, and considering the theme of all these trailers, he might be coming for kids. And if that's the case, is he coming after Cyclops' kid? And if that's the case, that'll be Cyclops and Jane's kid, which would be Cable. And let me tell you something. If Josh Brolin comes back into this movie, into our world, not as Thanos, but as Cable, what a multiverse we're in, man. But I think the possibilities are endless, and I love every single one of them. I'm ready for it.
I mean, you just brought up a whole nother, layer to everything when you add in Cable. Cable can come back into this story. Cable could know that something's gonna happen with Doom at some point in time, and he needs to come back to help his dad and his mom and the group of X-Men to stop him. It would be a great excuse to bring back him out of the second Deadpool movie. And then the also thing that we'll get to see is we'll get to see our X-Men, the original class, get to meet Deadpool. None of them have met Deadpool. Now, technically, their younger selves have met Deadpool, but it is going to be crazy to see them all interact on screen. And I think most of this is probably going to take place in the void. So it ought to be really interesting what we're going to get. Even though this was a quick short trailer, there was a lot to leave on the bone. There was a lot of meat on the bone and a lot of questions to be answered, and I'm excited. I'm excited. And if the leaks are true, the next trailer we're gonna get will be Wakanda and the Fantastic Four. in the same trailer. And I have seen a leaked version of this so far, and it is crazy if that's the next trailer we're going to get. I couldn't be more excited for what's to come for Avengers Doomsday. And now we're on the countdown. We got a year. We're in January. We got till December. Of course, like we've been saying so far, this channel, we're going to be covering all things Avengers Doomsday, all things Marvel, as we always do. So we would love if you went into the comments and tell us what you think. Of course, like it, share it to your friends. Let's get this conversation started, and let's come up with some cool ideas of what we think they might do until we get to see the movie. That is always the fun part.
Absolutely. Like the fun part about this, man, is just wondering what else we're gonna get. At this point, I'm wondering if we could even get some X-Men first class members to come back, because I feel like there were some movies in that slate that were actually pretty good. It would be great to see James McAvoy maybe reprise his role, Michael Fassbender, maybe Jennifer Lawrence will pop up as a younger Mystique. The possibilities are endless, man, and we got a whole year to cover it. But guess what? Like my man said, we'll be here, and hopefully you guys will be. Take it on, take it home. All right. Well, y'all, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. And in the comments section, for all our peeps, give us your opinions. Do you think we'll get any X-Men first class members? What other people do you think will pop up in this movie? Share it with us and we'll share it back with you. But in the meantime, like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay nerdy, my friends.